Representative Cory Mason was determined on Wednesday to prove that the more you spend on wages, the less public works projects cost.
I think there seems to be this confusion between what we pay people in terms of prevailing wage and how it actually affects cost in the real world.
He challenged those who support repealing prevailing wage on this point.
So what I will ask you is what I've been asking many of the folks who've been here today, that are assuming that lower wages equals lower costs on these projects, when the real world experience in multiple jurisdictions is that that's just not the case, and that having a highly trained, well-educated workforce can actually reduce the cost and improve the quality of the projects for taxpayers. How would you respond to that?
You're absolutely right that a highly trained, qualified workforce is efficient and delivers a product in an efficient manner. I agree with that totally, but only in Madison could we sit here and say that high is low and low is high. I'm sorry, when you have these above market wages, you're not delivering that product for a more cost-effective price. I mean, that's just wrong.
Mason had no proof of this phenomenon and ignored examples that prove the opposite relationship, like when the cost of a water tower maintenance project in Grafton increased 44% after recalculating prevailing wage into the final cost, or an ATV trail in Vilas County, where the bid increased a jaw-dropping 83% as soon as the contractor realized prevailing wage law applied. However, throughout the hearing, Mason continued to gather support for his position, if not actual evidence.
There's a direct correlation, because if you lower wages, you're going to raise cost, because you get what you pay for.
But that seems counterintuitive to a lot of people on this committee. Can you explain why that is?
And because it goes back to production, and I'm going to sound like I'm using the same buzzwords and everything else, but it's true. It's all about production. You lower wages, you're going to be collecting more low productive workers, unskilled, will not get the job done as quick as your higher wage rate people would. So there's a difference, and any economist will tell you that. There's a huge difference between low wages and low labor.
Finally, Representative Dan Canotto asked one contractor who sided with Mason how quality differs from prevailing wage to non-prevailing wage projects.
Does your company do just only prevailing wage work?
No, we work outside of the prevailing wage industry also.
You do.
About 40% of our work is outside prevailing wage.
Is any of that 40% of work outside prevailing wage of any less quality than the work that you do under prevailing wage?
I don't believe so.
Any less safety standards?
No, actually, it's in mine standards is actually somewhat higher.
Okay, thanks. Come up a number of times today. If your guys are working strictly prevailing wage, we're talking about a prevailing wage job versus a non-prevailing wage job, are working with the same safety standards, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
And you require it.
That's right. Yep.
For the MacIver Institute, I'm Bill Osmolsky.